Today's topic of discussion, we'll be talking about British Midland Flight 092. The aircraft was a British Midland operated Boeing 737-400 on a scheduled flight from London Heathrow Airport to Belfast International Airport, Northern Ireland, on 8 January 1989. Having already flown from Heathrow to Belfast and back that day, the 737-400 was the newest design from Boeing, with the first unit entering service less than 4 months earlier, in September 1988. The airplane itself had been in service for 85 days since 15 October 1988 and had accumulated 521 flight hours. So what exactly caused this magnificent state-of-the-art Dreamliner to crash? Join me in this episode of Unraveling. The flight was crewed by two experienced pilots. On the left, 43 years old Captain Kevin Hunt, and on the right, 39 years old First Officer David McClellan.
Captain Hunt was one of British Midland's most experienced pilots who had been with the airline since 1966 and had approximately 13,200 hours of flying experience under his belt, while First Officer McClellan joined in 1988 had roughly 3,300 total flight hours, but even so, they had only 1,000 hours combined in the Boeing 737 cockpit, out of which only 76 hours were in the Boeing 737-400 series aircraft.
Unfortunately, for Flight 092, a series of mishaps happened. While cruising at 28,000 feet, a fan blade fractured due to manual fatigue. Well, is that the only reason that caused the air crash? Stay tuned to find out more.
我家装了寻人机，带给令我真欢喜。
遥控超容易，手机也可以，真轻巧，够时髦，像我一样靓丽，好宁静，很够劲，
全家都良善无比。One,
two, three, four,
five, six，在我家住五。Five, six，带电，又环保又省电。Five, six，带电，效率好又省钱。Five, six，带电，现代电真开心，爱带电的 Smart Series。带电。
Air traffic control clears Flight 092 for takeoff. Weather conditions are perfect, with First Officer McClellan throttling the engine up.
Cabin crew prepare for takeoff.
(7:52 p.m.) British Midland Flight 092 is airborne and on its way to Belfast. 8:05 p.m. 13 minutes into the flight, the aircraft is climbing to 8,500 meters and on its way to a cruising altitude of 10,600 meters. We are currently set on course to reach a cruising altitude of 35,000 feet.
We are currently now at 28,000 feet and we are cruising normally.
Then, without warning, a massive bang was felt on the aircraft. It starts to vibrate violently. A routine flight turns into every air traveler's nightmare. Up on the flight deck, Captain Hunt and First Officer McClellan felt the vibration, and much worse, they smell smoke. Smoke can only get into the cabin via the air conditioning duct, and since the aircraft is jet-powered on the 737, they deduced its engine trouble and it sounded serious. Do you feel that?
Yes, what's that?
Can you check your controls? Anything wrong?
Yes, sir. I think the severe vibration is coming from one of the engines.
Okay, cabin crew, please check for any anomalies in the cabin, please.
Okay, Captain. The passengers have reported that they heard a loud bang and several vibrations were felt.
20-year-old Kieran Dinan is sitting over the wing close to the engine. All he can hear is a loud clattering sound.
There was a definite grinding noise. It definitely sounded like there was something going on in the washing machine.
Sitting at a window seat over the wing in row 14 is healthcare worker Gareth Jones. Gareth has good reason to be worried. His seat gives him a clear view of the plane's wing, and what he sees fills him with foreboding.
I could look out of the window and see trails of sparks where the engine would be. It was really a terrifying experience for me.
From their seats in the cockpit, Captain Hunt and the First Officer McClellan can't see either of the two engines, so they don't know about the sparks. Like all pilots, they must rely on the cockpit instruments to diagnose the problem. The new display of the 400 series is unfamiliar to them, but it is state-of-the-art. Hunt and McClellan scanned the screen and LCD instruments. They diagnosed the engine problem and shut down the right engine.
Have you found out which engine is it coming from?
I think it's the left engine.
Okay, do you smell that smoke also?
Yes. Oh wait, I think it's from the right engine since our air conditioning is being fed from the right engine.
Okay, so let's turn off the right engine then.
Yes.
The terrible clunking and vibration immediately ceased. The 737 is now operating normally again, but safety rules call for the crew to land the plane as soon as possible.
Okay, that seems to have cleared the problem. So I think we should still contact the ATC to get request clearance for emergency landing.
Yes, let me contact them now. British Midland Flight 092 requesting clearance for emergency landing.
Copy that. Flight 0902, please be vectoring for the ILS.
Copy that, vectoring to ILS now.
8:10 p.m. The captain goes onto the intercom to calm his 118 passengers and to tell them he shut down the malfunctioning engine. He says they will be landing safely on the ground in 10 minutes.
This is your first officer speaking. We are pleased to inform you that we have turned off the malfunction engine and the situation is under control. We will be making an emergency landing at the East Midlands Airport and we thank you for your cooperation.
Hunt is in luck, as the air traffic control clears him for an emergency landing at East Midlands Airport, just 10 minutes flying time away.
Flight 0902, please descend to 12,000 feet in preparation for landing procedure.
Copy that, descending to 12,000 feet now. Captain, please maintain cabin pressure.
Copy that.
Cabin crew, please prepare for landing. Captain, please throttle up and position flaps 1.
During the final approach to the East Midlands Airport, more fuel was pumped into the damaged engine to maintain speed, which caused it to cease operating entirely and burst into flames. The flight crew attempted to restart the right engine by windmilling, using the air flowing through the engine to rotate the turbine blades and start the engine, but the aircraft was by now flying at 185 km per hour, which was too slow for this.
First officer, throttle up, flaps 2.
Yes, sir.
Oh shit.
It seems like there's a fire on the left engine.
Yeah, I think we lost engine 1. I think prepare for the worst, inform the cabin.
Cabin crew, brace position.
Go side. Go first.
Just before crossing the M1 motorway at 8:24 p.m, the tail struck the ground and the aircraft bounced back into the air and over the motorway, knocking down trees and a lamppost before crashing on the far embankment and breaking into three. Remarkably, there were no vehicles travelling on that part of the motorway at the moment of the crash.
Welcome back to Airtime. Here with me I have Eddie Tremble, an experienced aircraft investigator from UK. Hi Eddie, thank you for taking your time off. So Eddie, could you tell me more about Flight 092? What exactly happened?
When the fan blade fractures on the left engine, the engine vibrates and produces flames. To solve the problem, the pilot shuts down the wrong engine and sparks coincidentally disappears. This led them to believe that they shut down the correct engine.
Okay Eddie, I understand that both captain and first officer are experienced pilots. So what actually caused them to shut down the wrong engine?
The pilots are misled by the smoke coming from air conditioning. The pilot shut down the right engine as the older models of 737 leak air from the right engine for air conditioning.
So Eddie, why does shutting down the right engine actually causes the flame and vibration of the left engine to disappear?
Before shutting down the right engine, the pilots must disable the auto throttle system. Disabling the auto throttle system causes the sparks and vibration to disappear.
So Eddie, could you briefly explain the function of the auto throttle system? and how that shutting down the autothrottle system makes the flame and the vibration on the left engine to disappear.
The fracture fan blade causes the fan speed to be reduced. The autothrottle pumps more fuel to the three-fan engine in order to compensate for the reduction in fan speed. When the pilot shut down the autothrottle system, the throttle returns to manual throttle. Sensors in the damaged left engine indicates that it is spinning slower than normal, which triggers a reduction in fuel flow. With the fuel flow now at a level the engine can handle, the vibration and flames disappear. Now the left engine appears to be functioning normally, when in fact it is fatally damaged. The crew naturally believe that they shut down the correct engine.
Okay, Eddie, so actually turning off the right engine was not the right engine, am I right?
Yes, that is right. On its final approach, the pilot throttle up the engine and causes the left engine to fail out. This causes the engine to fail, and now the aircraft is left with no engines operating. The aircraft crashes into a highway.
The fatal air crash of Flight 092 could have been mitigated if certain safety regulations were set in place before the flight. After the incidents, experts from Airtime has came up with overall solutions that could have prevented the incident from happening. The first safety recommendation would be an enhanced two-way communication between the pilots and the cabin crew. In the event of an engine fire, pilots are to reconfirm their judgment with the cabin crew who has full vision of the aircraft engine. For Flight 092, the cabin crew were well aware of which engine was exactly on fire. However, they trusted the pilot's decision as they are professionals who has undergo vigorous pilot training. By enhancing a two-way communication, more better and accurate decisions can be made. The second safety recommendation is to have an existing flight simulator for a particular aircraft before its aircraft type can be approved. For Flight 092, the Boeing 737-400 did not have an existing flight simulator. Therefore, the pilots were unfamiliarized with the gauges as well as the emergency procedure. The only time they had an emergency flight simulation was during the real flight. Third safety recommendation is to have a mandatory reviews of the cockpit instrument, which check for any anomalies or mistakes made during the emergency crisis. On Flight 092, Captain Kevin Hunt was in the midst of his review when he was interrupted by the air traffic control. Kevin Hunt did not continue his review, which led him to miss his only opportunity in correcting his mistakes. The final safety regulation will be a mandatory in-flight test for all newly equipped aircraft engines. For Flight 092, the CFM56 engine was only tested in the lab. However, it was found out that during flight, the change in air density has caused severe vibration in the low-pressure stage 1 compressor fan blade, which resulted in a premature fracture of the fan blade. If the error was spotted during the in-flight test, the engine could have been redesigned, and the error could have been prevented.